You're listening to TC Talks on TNT.
Well, welcome back to TC Talks. It is great to be here with you. We got a fantastic show today. We're going to be going into my Week 8 predictions, but we got some great news right here at the Winner Circle. We got a brand new way to bring you guys content, and hopefully that means it's going to be better. Now, this first video, to be fair, starting to get used to the software, got to get into the swing of things. It might be really bad. It might be subpar, and it's mostly because it's been a while since I made a video, and this one needs to come out. Can't be because, it doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, missed the deadline, anything like that. We're hitting the deadline today. I'm looking at the clock right now. Thursday night football has started, and I have no idea who's going to win, but I'm going to say Bucs and Ravens right now, right off the bat. Bucs win 100%. Ravens, Lamar Jackson looking absolutely terrible. He is an absolute joke right now. I don't know what happened to him. Held to under 200 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing in the previous week. So hopefully he's able to find something going. Hopefully he finds Mark Andrews and gets him involved in the game, because absolutely no catches from Mark Andrews. How is that even possible? But that just sums up the Ravens offense. I know they've been able to put about 20 points up on the board in each of their past few contests, but still, you're telling me that 20 to 23 points is what you are expecting from Lamar Jackson. I don't think so, especially not me. I know I'm expecting way more than 20 points from Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, but in either case, Bucs with the win in this one. Then I hope you're ready to wake up early, because Jags and Broncos are taking each other on, and wow, this is an absolute snooze fest. It's going to be happening at 8:30 in the morning, so maybe skip this one, especially if you're not here in Central Standard Time. That means it's going to be, up to, 6:30. That you got to be waking up. So, you know what? I think pass. Just a hard pass, especially if you got to get up that early. East Coast, shout out to you guys being able to wake up 9:30 to be able to catch that one. But here in Chicago, rather unfortunate. 8:30, way too early of a start time for me. So I am going to pass. Unlike Russell Wilson, who is not going to pass at all. He's going to be just a complete joke. The fact that he's coming back to the team and they're going to get worse really speaks to how good of a franchise quarterback he is, how good of a starting quarterback he is. They are the only team in the NFL who's like, you know what, our first string quarterback, keep him on the bench. He is injured. We need to roll with the number 2. I mean, unless you're perhaps the New England Patriots who want Bailey Zappi to start, but we'll get to that a little bit further down the line. But now we got the Dolphins and the Lions. It's going to be Dolphins all the way in this one. Anybody who's telling you the Lions have a chance in this one has not been paying attention to football. Maybe they were in week 1 where the Lions looked fantastic, but the Dolphins looked really good week 1 too. So even then, I would still pick the Dolphins over the Lions, just because the Dolphins were better last year too than the Lions. So, I mean, but in either case, we're talking about the here and now. We're talking about the actual reality of the NFL, and we all know the Lions offense isn't moving the ball. We know that Jared Goff is struggling in the pocket. We all know the Dolphins, they're starting to get back together on offense. Tua, second week back in the lineup, so expect that offense to be fiery. Then the Falcons take on the Panthers. Wow. If you wanted a way to have a midday nap, go ahead and check out Falcons and Panthers in this one. It should be completely boring. Now, there is a minute chance, I should give them their credit, that the Falcons make this an interesting game, because, that Panthers defense is pretty spicy, and maybe they make a few scoring plays or so, and the Falcons have to find a way to get back in it, which they have done in almost every game they've played in. They find a way to battle back. So if they're down, expect there to be a chance for a comeback in this one. Then the Vikings take on the Cardinals, and honestly, DeAndre Hopkins being back in the lineup is great for the Cardinals, but it is not going to be able to stop the 6-1 Minnesota Vikings. They have so much going for them right now. They have so much space between them and the Packers in the NFC North. They have a great team, and on top of that, Kirk Cousins, the quarterback, has been absolutely waiting for this moment. Every team is mid. tons of quarterbacks are absolutely abysmal. Some of them are halfway decent, and a few exceptions are actually getting it done better than Kirk Cousins. So this is his time to shine. I predict they go all the way to the NFC title game. You just watch it. Then the Cowboys take on the Bears, and the only thing that could stop this Cowboys team from pulling away with an upset is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, honestly, I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. But at the same hand, Dak Prescott just allows some of those passes to get away from him. We saw what he looked like in the opening week, only 3 points put up on the board for that Dallas team, and it's just unfortunate. But I suspect he's going to get back into the swing of things, especially now that the Bears are without veteran pass rusher Robert Quinn, who got dealt to the Eagles for a 4th-round draft pick. So just not a good look for the Bears. It's going to be a hard game to watch. Then the Raiders take on the Saints, and the Saints, they're going to be rolling with the Red Ryder BB gun, Andy Dalton, until he is unable to get either team to score a touchdown, because what the coach said was they wanted production, wanted results. Now, does that mean the other team can't be getting those results, can't be taking a part of that high scoring that he was talking about in reference to Andy Dalton keeping the starting job? I know. Probably not. Defensive touchdowns from the opposing team are probably not what you're hoping for from your quarterback, but still at the same time, the Raiders, just not really a great team overall, but the Saints, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth knowing that Andy Dalton's the quarterback down there, not just because he did so abysmal here in Chicago, but just because, I mean, it's Andy Dalton. There's just something about that ginger hair just rubs me the wrong way. So I got to go with Derek Carr and the Raiders in this one. Then the Eagles take on the Steelers, and I know what you're thinking. He said Eagles, very weird right there. And yes, he did. Yes, TC did. And that's because the Steelers are just so hard to look at, especially when you start thinking of Kenny Pickett and the amount of interceptions that guy throws. He just seems to be searching for the other team's defenders, similarly to Andy Dalton, but only this time they don't run them back for touchdowns. They just, fall down on the ground. I don't know what they do. But in either case, the Eagles, absolutely fantastic. Defense has been good. Jalen Hurts has been good. There is no stopping that offense. And honestly, I think the Eagles continue their undefeated streak into Week 8. Then the Jets take on the Patriots. And what we all used to assume was a easy Patriots win is now probably going to be the opposite. Yes, the Patriots are going to be absolutely smothered in the sauce. Mac Jones is going to be getting the start, so look for some picks from Sauce Gardner in this one. Then the Titans take on the Texans, and you know what? I would like to make a Ryan Tannehill joke, talk about his mediocrity, but honestly, he is facing the Texans. That is the definition of mediocrity in the NFL. Then the Seahawks taking on a team we all thought was going to be mediocre in the New York Giants, but lo and behold, here they are on top of the NFL world, only behind the undefeated Eagles. That is just unheard of, especially from a team like this. But in either case, the Giants are going to be put in place tonight. The Seahawks with Geno Smith and the year he's having, with Kenneth Walker and the ability to score and just pound away at defenses. And speaking of defenses, the Seahawks defense has just been absolutely phenomenal. They've been taking steps in the right directions. They've been moving up. This team, so underrated in the beginning of the season. I think guys need to take a second look because this is a playoff-bound team. Then you have the Colts taking on the Commanders, and honestly, give Jonathan Taylor the ball, let him run a bunch, let him score some touchdowns. Don't worry about anything else. The Commanders are not going to do anything with Taylor Heineke, especially if you stick to the rush, because you know what that does? It runs out the clock. Just make sure you stay in bounds. Then you have the 49ers and Rams, and this low-scoring affair is going to be something that no NFL fan wants to watch. We know you're all about that high-scoring offense, so don't even bother tuning into this snooze fest. 49ers by like 6 points, 13-7, something like that. Then the Bills take on the Packers, and do I even need to say the Bills to absolutely eviscerate the Packers? I think I will say it again. The Bills are going to absolutely destroy and dominate the Green Bay Packers this upcoming Sunday in Buffalo. It's great to say that. I don't want to hear anything about how the Packers won last year. The Packers rushing team is good, but I don't care. Packers are going to lose, and you have to deal with it having the same record as the Chicago Bears, by the way, and still being tied for the amount of wins in the NFL. So take that. Take that. Then you have the Bengals and the Browns wrapping up Week 8 Monday Night Football. Now, this is a Battle of Ohio. I don't know if this is like a thing. Are we supposed to get pumped over the battle for Ohio? Because if I'm being honest, I'm not hyped on either team. Sure, the Bengals are the better team, but the Browns with Jacoby Brissett, absolutely not looking good. Now, if you would have told me that Deshaun Watson was in this game and the Browns were actually having a good season, maybe I'd care. Maybe there'd be some hype behind it. But just because it is two Ohio teams battling it out, I don't care. You know who would care? My girlfriend's sister, Kelly. I'm looking out for you. I noticed you. I see you in that audience. I want to appreciate you and the time you spend in Ohio. This game from the NFL right here at TC Talks and everybody at the Winner's Circle in TMT, to you. That's what it's for. Thank you, Kelly, and thank you to turning in to yet again another predictions video. As always, TC 100% right, but I want to know where you might think I got it wrong. I mean, you're wrong for thinking that, but I want to hear the feedback down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Do all the magical YouTube love down below, and remember, we are doing a giveaway at 25 subscribers, so make sure you go ahead and hit that subscription button and turn on those notifications so you know exactly how to participate in the giveaway. Until next time, this has been TC with TC Talks. Peace.